maybe some action steps for either, consumers or CEOs, CFOs, HR leaders. What should they be doing? What are next steps?
I mean, if I were an employer, which I am, but if I was an HR person or somebody that was a decision maker in the benefits area, ask questions. Ask what you can do different. Ask what partners are available for you to partner with. If your pharmacy is still bundled in, at least unbundle your pharmacy benefits. It is a difference maker. And then find a good strategic partner that you want to stay with and is going to show you value. So my goal is not to get them to sign a 3-year contract. I'll do a year by year. But I want to have a long-standing relationship with that group. And it's no different than having a pharmacist-patient relationship. I mean, that should be a long-term relationship. And so that's what we're striving for. So find a partner that you can stick with because it's really important and that's innovative and doing, different things. And then look at your contract, ask for the contract if they'll give it to you, and ask some questions. But really just find somebody that sees things differently than the status quo.
Yeah. Well, even on the innovation side of things, and maybe we can wrap it with this, what do you see happening in the pharmacy space, futuristically, or what are you guys actively doing to continue to evolve and innovate for your own clients? Because you're not just now a PBM and you continue business. Sure. It's how are we continuing to get better?
So I think, something that is going to continue to be a focus for VividClear in particular is service, just because I think service determines the success or failure of your benefit plan in your employees' eyes.
Agreed.
And so it's a complete differentiator. So service is very important. I think having a strong biosimilar strategy and then having a strategy based off of what the group struggles are. And have that be very group specific. And so not treating everyone like a one size fits all. So figuring out how you can collaborate with the group and make a difference in their spend. Having good, solid clinical programs. GLPs, we didn't touch on that, thank God, because I'm tired of talking about them.
I was like, do you guys really want to talk about that? Like there was a webinar even this week about GLP-1s.
But, if you are going to cover GLPs, for weight loss, having a wraparound, product that goes with that, we're perfectly positioned for that because we have access to 100 plus dietitians from Hy-Vee, which do make a difference with those drugs. Mm-hmm. I mean, you have to have some companion program with them. So I just think having different thoughts and different conversations and really digging into the details is important.
Well, and how do you dig into the details? It's getting access to the data. And the data tells a perfect story about, what your population is struggling with. Yep. I mean, we're seeing mental health claims climbing, which there's a lot of prescription drugs tied to that.
And
diabetes.
Something in the mental health space that I think is super interesting is pharmacogenomic testing, because there is a long runway when you are put on a mental health drug to know if it's actually going to work in your body or not. A test for $300 to $400 can tell you this drug will work and this drug will never work. Is it worth it to an employer group to think differently and be like, yes, I want to offer this because that's going to increase productivity. It's going to increase quality of life for my members, and it's going to get them better sooner. Yeah. I think having those conversations are super important.
Wow. Yeah, that's a different angle. Candidly, I wasn't familiar with that. What was that called again?
It's called pharmacogenomic testing.
Were you familiar with that?
Yeah.
It's just a cheek swab.
Doggone you.
Yeah.
It's a cheek swab.
Justin and I have talked about that, and there's more and more companies that are doing it.
And there's a lot
which makes sense because it's like you got some of these patients that are taking these drugs that aren't even...
No.
Well, they have to take them for about 60 to 90 days to see if they work. Yeah. And if they don't work...
So you might be paying a high dollar amount for the drugs and they're not even effective.
And then you have to start over, essentially, and start with something new. Meanwhile, you've missed work. Your quality of life is not that great.
You're
and mental health is...
for it.
It's a perfect example of how the industry has been a barrier for the truth and for, lack of empirical data, desire to see if that drug is going to be effective for somebody. And that's a biggie for sure. I think it's also important when you talk about strategic partnerships. We obviously feature direct primary care. It's really a hot topic. It's really growing. Is the integration of the pharmacy benefit manager with our DPCs and of creating those partnerships.
Absolutely.
And also having the DPC with the friends of the program could be for imaging or for surgical bundles and things out there. So it's a really evolving market. I think I just want to make sure I brought that up.
Yeah. I actually am a patient who actually gets to have access to direct primary care, and truly it's been a game changer for our family. I mean, it's amazing health care. It's different than if you go to just a family practice doctor.
But the DPC also connects with the PBM on behalf of the patients.
Correct.
Beyond you, but it's just that's another game changer there.
Absolutely.